Chicago, home of deep dish pizza, bitter winters, and some of the most jaw-droppingly wealthy neighborhoods in the entire country. We're not just talking about nice houses and trimmed hedges. We're talking about serious wealth, the kind of zip codes real estate agents salivate over. Welcome to Schmancy, the place where we talk all things rich, exclusive, and fancy schmancy. Today, we're taking you where money lives in the Windy City and its nearby communities. From old money enclaves with private beaches to multi-million-dollar estates straight out of a movie. Whether you're dreaming of moving in or just peeking over the hedge, wait till you see what real money looks like in Chicagoland. Without further delay, here are the 15 most filthy rich neighborhoods in the Chicago area. First up is Chicago's Gold Coast, where old money never goes out of style. Just north of downtown Chicago, along the Lake Michigan shoreline, this iconic neighborhood is a living postcard of American opulence. Think Gilded Age mansions with carved limestone facades, elegant storybook brownstones tucked behind leafy trees, and sleek luxury towers with million-dollar penthouse views. It all kicked off in the 1880s, when millionaire Potter Palmer rebuilt his mansion here after the Great Chicago Fire, turning a patch of lakefront into Chicago's most enviable address. Soon after, other titans and millionaires followed suit, cementing the Gold Coast as a who's who of Midwest wealth. Today, it still radiates that hush-money elegance, with Michelin-starred dining, couture shopping on Oak Street, buzzing nightlife on Rush Street, and quick strolls to the sand at Oak Street Beach. It's the kind of place where luxury isn't shouted. It's whispered behind wrought-iron balconies and five-figure drapery. Number 2. Lincoln Park. Head just north of the Gold Coast and you'll hit Lincoln Park, where historic charm, serious money, and lakefront views collide. Anchored by the massive namesake park, this neighborhood serves up a dream mix of jogging paths, open-air picnics, and cultural flexes like the Lincoln Park Zoo, the conservatory, and multiple theaters, all nestled in some of the city's greenest space. The housing? Think elegant greystones, restored Victorian mansions, and shiny new high-rises with rooftop lounges and million-dollar views of the lake. It's the kind of place where brownstones and boutiques share the same block, and locals walk their dogs past both historic landmarks and high-end brunch spots. With North Avenue Beach just a stroll away, Lincoln Park offers a lifestyle that's part Central Park, part coastal retreat, and with real estate prices to match. Next up is Streeterville, the glittering lakefront playground that used to be a squatter's fantasy. Wedged perfectly between the Chicago River, Lake Michigan, and the Magnificent Mile, this ultra-central neighborhood owes its name to George Streeter, a wild-eyed 19th century drifter who claimed a chunk of landfill as his own rogue nation. He called it the District of Lake Michigan. After decades of courtroom drama, the city finally reclaimed the land and turned it into one of the most coveted zip codes in Chicago. Today, Streeterville is packed with sleek luxury high-rises, sky-high views, and ultra-polished perks like Navy Pier, Ohio Street Beach, Northwestern's gleaming medical campus, and the Museum of Contemporary Art. It's the kind of place where rich city dwellers sip craft cocktails while gazing out at the lake, and where every stroll down the lakefront path feels like a postcard. Streeterville might have started as a lawless land grab, but now it's where Chicago's waterfront dreams come true. Number 4. River North. Just west of the Magnificent Mile, where the Chicago River bends toward Lake Michigan, lies River North, a neighborhood that reinvented itself from grit to glam. Once packed with factories, warehouses, and railroad yards, it was the kind of place where soot outnumbered tourists. But in the 1970s and 80s, artists moved into the forgotten buildings, trading rent checks for raw space and turning the area into Chicago's unofficial gallery district. Fast forward to today, and River North is all about sleek luxury. Towering condos, trendy rooftop bars, high-end design showrooms, and some of the city's best nightlife. Anchored by the iconic Merchandise Mart and steps from the Riverwalk, it's where art, affluence, and after-hours fun collide. Number 5. West Loop. Chicago's West Loop is the ultimate glow-up story. Just west of the Loop, yes, the name's literal, this former industrial zone of meatpacking plants and wholesale markets has traded grit for glam. What used to be a gritty, working-class neighborhood is now a playground for foodies, loft lovers, and startup founders, and is now one of the city's trendiest and priciest neighborhoods. Think exposed brick meets luxury finishes, with a skyline view and a reservation at one of Randolph Street's award-winning restaurants. Anchored by the buzzing Fulton Market District, the West Loop blends edgy history with high-end living, all without forgetting its blue-collar roots. We've now left Chicago proper and moved into the North Shore. Yeah, there's massive money up here. A lot of it old, a lot of it new. First up is Wilmette. Just 14 miles north of downtown Chicago, Wilmette is the kind of place where charm meets deep pockets. Tucked along the sparkling shores of Lake Michigan like a well-kept secret. It took off in the 19th century thanks to the rise of rail lines luring wealthy Chicagoans who craved a scenic escape with less noise and more hydrangeas. Today, it's a postcard of quiet elegance. Leafy streets, pristine beaches, stately homes, and the jaw-dropping Baha'i house of worship rising like a marble crown on the lakefront. Add in some top-tier private schools and a Hollywood-tinged past, and you've got a village that blends prestige with picture-perfect calm. Number 7. Kenilworth. Kenilworth is one of those places that doesn't just whisper wealth, it radiates it with a quiet, unshakable confidence. Tucked just 17 miles north of downtown Chicago, this tiny North Shore suburb is one of the richest zip codes in Illinois. Founded in 1889 by real estate visionary Joseph Sears, nope, not that Sears, Kenilworth was designed from the ground up to be an elite residential paradise, complete with strict building codes, sprawling single-family homes, and an atmosphere that practically curates itself. Its crown jewel, a residents-only private beach, and the historic Kenilworth Club, a timeless social hub that's been serving high society vibes since before the Jazz Age. Kenilworth is not just exclusive, it's the gold standard of exclusivity. Number 8. Winnetka. Often whispered about as the richest suburb in Chicagoland, Winnetka wears its wealth with quiet confidence. Just 20 miles north from the Loop, this lakeside enclave is dripping in multi-generational wealth, ivy-covered mansions, and a reputation so elite that even the metro tracks divide more than just train routes. Locals will quietly judge which side you live on. East of the tracks means lakefront estates and old money pedigree, while west, though still luxurious, carries a whisper of not quite. Founded in the mid-1800s, Winnetka quickly became a refuge for wealthy Chicagoans looking to trade city noise for lake breezes and manicured streets. By the early 20th century, it had firmly claimed its place as one of the region's most prestigious addresses. Today, it boasts postcard-perfect boulevards lined with Tudor mansions, colonial revivals, and jaw-dropping Lake Michigan estates. You'll find it has the vibes of a storybook village, but with world-class schools, chic boutiques, cozy restaurants, and both public and private beaches that make lakefront living part of the daily routine. And yes, for you movie buffs out there, the iconic Home Alone house is here too, along with the serene Skokie Lagoons for those who prefer their luxury with a side of nature. Number 9. Glencoe. Just north of Winnetka sits Glencoe, a postcard-perfect village about 23 miles north of downtown Chicago, where wealth prefers to blend in with the scenery. Founded in the mid-1800s and incorporated in 1869, Glencoe built its reputation on a rare mix of natural beauty and quiet affluence, with winding ravines, secluded private beaches, and stately homes tucked behind towering trees. Architectural fans will recognize an impressive cluster of Frank Lloyd Wright designs scattered throughout the village, adding serious pedigree to its already refined look. The money here is old and intentionally understated, less showy than nearby Kenilworth, but just as powerful. With landmarks like the Chicago Botanic Garden, the Skokie Lagoons, and the acclaimed Writers' Theater, Glencoe attracts people who like their luxury paired with culture, calm, and a little fresh air. Number 10. Highland Park. another leafy, upscale suburb along the shores of Lake Michigan. Founded in the 1860s as a peaceful escape for Chicago's upper crust, it quickly filled with sprawling lakefront mansions and winding wooded streets that feel more like private trails than public roads. The name? A nod to its high elevation and those dramatic ravines that slice through the landscape. Culture and cash go hand in hand here. Thanks to Ravinia, the country's oldest outdoor music festival and summer home to the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. It's where locals sip wine under the stars. Highland Park is also home to 2 men-only golf clubs among several other golf facilities. That's right, absolutely no women allowed on these premises. You'll also come across several nature preserves, beaches, more architecture by Frank Lloyd Wright, and of course that snooty North Shore charm that quietly questions your proximity to the lake. Number 11. Lake Forest. Some call it the crown jewel of Chicago's North Shore, but we'll let you decide for yourself. Located about 30 miles north of downtown, this upper crusty haven was founded in the mid-1800s as a refuge for the elite, and it shows. Another North Shore community where you won't find anything under $1 million, Lake Forest comes with generations of quiet wealth. Think sprawling estates, ivy-covered mansions, an active equestrian scene, golf courses, and private clubs where new money hopes to blend in. The village is home to legacy families, Fortune 500 execs, and even a few celebrity names such as Vince Vaughn and John Hughes. It is also home to the stunning Lake Forest College campus and Forest Park Beach. Downtown is picture-perfect, centered around historic Market Square, one of the first planned shopping districts in the country. Lake Forest is all about appearances, tradition, and yes, location. Because in this village, living on the wrong side of Sheridan Road can get you crossed off some people's list. Living on the wrong side of the tracks. Social death. Number 12. Northbrook. Tucked about 25 miles northwest of downtown Chicago is a village that blends suburban calm with splashes of commerce and wealth. This is Northbrook, the North Shore's overachieving cousin. Originally a sleepy farming village called Shermerville, it rebranded to Northbrook in 1923 to shake off its rowdy past and attract a more upscale crowd. It worked. Today, Northbrook is home to high-performing schools, luxury shopping at Northbrook Court, sprawling golf courses, and leafy neighborhoods filled with custom-built homes. Though it doesn't border the lake, wealth flows in anyway, thanks to top-tier public venues, corporate headquarters like Crate and Barrel, and families who can afford to invest in quiet luxury. Number 13. Hinsdale. Originally founded in the late 1860s as a stop on the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad, Hinsdale quickly became a haven for affluent families escaping the city, many of whose descendants still live there today. Located about 20 miles west of downtown Chicago, it's not as flashy as some North Shore suburbs. Nevertheless, the town is famously wealthy, with most home prices soaring way above $1 million, thanks in part to its manicured estates, a tight-knit community, and old money vibes. Highlights include grand historic homes, tree-lined streets, a downtown with Hallmark movie vibes, brick-paved sidewalks, and lush outdoor spaces. Number 14. The Barrington Area. Well, we can't mention one Barrington without mentioning all the others, such as Barrington Hills, North Barrington, South Barrington, Lake Barrington, Port Barrington, and all their neighboring villages, including Deer Park, Inverness, Killdeer, Long Grove, and Tower Lakes. So we'll just go ahead and make it the entire Barrington area. Tucked about 40 miles northwest of Chicago, the Barrington area is a sprawling affluent enclave known for its rolling landscapes, equestrian estates, and unapologetically grand homes. This is McMansion Central in the best and biggest sense, with a lot of new money. The area blends rural charm with suburban luxury. Originally settled in the 1800s as farmland, Barrington evolved into a wealthy residential retreat, with families drawn to its privacy, open space, and country club lifestyle. The Arboretum of South Barrington offers upscale shopping and dining, while lush forest preserves and scenic trails wind through the region. Last is Oak Brook. Just 19 miles west of downtown Chicago is Oak Brook, a polished suburban gem best known today as a playground for CEOs and corporate royalty. This is not your average suburb. Originally a quiet farming village, Oak Brook exploded into a haven for wealth and corporate prestige after Paul Butler, a polo enthusiast and heir to a paper-making fortune, helped transform his family's land into a chic, corporate, and residential enclave in the mid-20th century. His elite master-planned community included multiple subdivisions, manicured estates, country clubs, and luxury shopping, especially the iconic Oak Brook Center Mall, one of the largest open-air shopping centers in the country. Property taxes here are surprisingly reasonable for such a posh zip code, thanks to strong commercial revenue footing the bill. And the golfing scene here is next level. You have the legendary Butler National Golf Club, one of the most exclusive men-only courses in the country. There's also the lush Oak Brook Golf Club, making the village a country club heaven. Today, Oak Brook serves up a quiet kind of opulence and continues to rank among Illinois' wealthiest zip codes. And there you have it, a grand tour of Chicagoland's richest corners. Don't worry, whether you're dreaming, judging, or low-key neighborhood stalking, we won't tell. If you enjoyed this tour, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more luxe geography you didn't know you needed. Got a favorite rich neighborhood we missed? Well, we wouldn't want you to keep it to yourself, now would we? Drop it in the comments and let us know. Remember, wealth may not always buy happiness, but it can definitely buy us a much nicer zip code. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.